What's cracking with you, YouTube? It's the King, back with another video. Let's recap this season. At the beginning of this season with the Packers, I wasn't expecting us to do no better than 8-8. But Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst seem to change all that, but all that glitters ain't gold. I'll tell you that. And I say that because, like I said, I was expecting this team to be 8-8. You know, I wasn't expecting this team to go 13-3 at the beginning of the season after everything that went down with the Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy controversy in the offseason, and then, you know, Matt LaFleur being hired as the new coach and Brian Gutekunst being the new GM, and them bringing in the GM bringing in some free agents that we weren't really doing for a while, and thought we got some studs in draft, and the receivers we picked up in the draft, the last two drafts didn't pan out like we thought they would. Let go of Randall Cobb, had to figure out this new offense. Receivers had to struggle figuring out this new offense, you know, after being under the McCarthy system for a year. Thanks to our division, thanks to our mediocre division, the Packers were able to sweep the division. And that's just based on the talent that's on the other teams that we have to face against. You know, we got to face against trash-ass Mitch Trubisky. That ain't helping the Packers play better football. They don't really have a run game. They don't even have a passing game. And we barely beat them. I mean, the Lions, you know, the hands to the face game, and, you know, the game without Matt Stafford playing against David Blouse, you know, we barely beat them. And then, you know, we steamroll the Vikings because, you know, it's Kirk Cousins, you know. Like, Matt LaFleur don't know how to beat Kirk Cousins. He used to coach the damn guy. So it's a lot of things that you have to fit into this picture of the Green Bay Packers season at 13-3. Then we play against the NFC West, the AFC West division, and Derek Carr. We don't play against Pat Mahomes. He hurt. We lose to old ass Phillip Rivers, and we beat the Broncos. Then you go to the NFC East that we had to play. We let the Eagles come into Lambeau and get away with a win. You know what I'm saying? We had the game sold up, but we just had to let Carson Wentz, or I wouldn't say Carson Wentz, but Aaron Rodgers wind up driving for the game-winning touchdown to tie the game up, and, you know, he just threw the game away. And we have to play against the trash-ass Cowboys and Dak Bradford. And we have to play against the rebuilding New York Giants. That ain't worth the damn. We have to play we struggled against the damn Redskins. You know, we didn't really play the teams that we lost to. You know, we lost to the San Diego Chargers, the San Francisco 49ers, and I forget the other team we lost to. It was probably a team we shouldn't have lost to. Damn, what was the other team we lost to? It's probably some off-brand team. No, I know did we sweep the AFC? No, we didn't sweep the AFC West. Lost to the Niners. Oh, Lost to the Niners, the Eagles, and the LA Chargers. But, you know, of course, I could see a team like this beating those. You know, just the schedule was easy. It was easy pickings. You know what I'm saying? We only had a couple of rough teams to deal with. We should have beat the San Diego Chargers. It's just that, you know, they got their defensive players back that week. You know, they got all their defensive players back that was hurt that week. So they went out there and they did their damn job. You know, the only person I give all the success and credit to for this year, I got to give it to Brian Gutekunst and I got to give it to Matt LaFleur. You know what I mean? Those are the dudes that had a successful year. You know, first year head coach, Brian Gutekunst getting his first crack at, you know, finally touching in the free agency as a GM. And just the team, you know, galvanizing himself around Matt LaFleur, I thought was a huge deal. You know what I'm saying? You know, reports of him not being able to get the team going with the guys and things like that. So, thank you, Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst, for taking this team to the NFC Championship game, despite all the things that went down. And thank you, Brian Gutekunst, for finally spending some money, because that seems like what it's going to take for this team to actually, you know, have a chance to get to the Super Bowl. It's going to have to take some free agency money to be spent. But let's just get into everything right now as far as how this team performed in this game. You know, this team has been protecting the football all year long. And like I've said before in previous videos about the Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Matt LaFleur offense, just designed to turn over the damn football. You have to be a smart-ass quarterback or have a smart game plan to where you can prevent that from happening. And the 49ers did that. They said, take the ball out of Jimmy G hands. We cannot put the ball in Jimmy G hands, because if the Packers jump out on us early and we have to rely on this bum throwing the ball, 9 times out of 10, we probably going to lose this game. But they didn't have to do that, because they knew the number one weakness of the Green Bay Packers is the run defense. They just know it. Everybody knows that. It's nothing new, so I don't understand why everybody walking around here talking about the Packers got exposed. The Packers were exposed. The Packers were not exposed. The Packers been exposed with the run game for like the last 8 years. We still can't stop the damn run. That ain't nothing new. You know, this team just refuses to go in free agency and in the draft to go get some good defensive linemen, man. All that time we wasted in the draft not getting a middle linebacker. Y'all want to stick around with Blake Martinez, and you seen him crying at the locker at his locker at the end of the game, sitting up there crying because he know his time in Green Bay is over. We cannot afford to be wasting another year. Well, here's another year. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say this was a wasted year for Aaron Rodgers. We was only one game away from getting to the bowl, so this wasn't a wasted year for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, as far as stats and performance, yeah, but as far as winning, no. This team just can't stop the run. And I mean, what do we expect from Za'Darius and Preston Smith, who's really their main job is to rush the quarterback? You know what I'm saying? You got to get guys around them that can stop the run. You know what I'm saying? Like, And then we have Adrian Amos that we picked up in free agency. I mean, he got to get all of that. He got to get the rest of that bear shit out of his system. You know what I mean? Just like he only had 2 interceptions, and I think both of them came against his former team, against the Chicago Bears. I think he got 2 picks on Mitch the Bitch. But one of the main reasons why this team was able to be, like I said before, our division is trash. Our division is just simply trash. I mean, you got, like I said, man, no competition in our division. We get outside our division, then, you start seeing the struggle. You start seeing what we are lacking. You start seeing guys that played good last week against the Lions, and then they come in the next week and got to play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that same guy is not performing like he did last week. Why? Because he has better competition. You see all these other divisions. The NFC West, tough division. The NFC East, mediocre, but they still a tough division. You go to the NFC South, kind of a finesse division, but they are a tough division. They come to play tough football. You look at the NFC North. Only team you gotta worry about is the Packers. I mean, you can't even. I wouldn't even consider the Vikings to be a tough team. You know what I'm saying? They on the decline. Kirk Cousins going into his 3rd year. Anthony Barr, does he have any juice left in the tank? You know what I'm saying? He's on the decline. Xavier Rhodes. You look at the Chicago Bears, they got Mitch the Bitch, can't throw. They really don't have, they got a non-existent run game. They can't pass. You know what I'm saying? They rely too much on their defense that's injury prone. I mean, you got Danny Trevathan over there and Khalil Mack and Hakeem Hicks. And, Khalil Mack, when he ain't got his pieces around him to help him out, he don't perform so well. So, our division is just not up to par, man. And I think it's going to be like that next season too. I think the Green Bay Packers will probably win the division next year, and we'll have to deal with playing against the mediocre teams that we have to face in our division and take them out. You know what I'm saying? None of those teams are getting any better. They're keeping the same system around. You know what I'm saying? The only change that has happened in the division so far is that the Green Bay Packers have bounced back on top of the division and taken it over again. That's the only thing. We took a 2-year hiatus, and now we're back on top of the division again. I think it's going to be like that for another 3 to 4 years. I don't expect no other team in that division to make any noise or change anything based on how they handle situations upstairs with the suits. So I'm not making no excuses for the Green Bay Packers for losing in the NFC Championship game. I didn't expect us to get this far. Like I said, I had this team as 8-8, and we showed up against the San Francisco 49ers at 8-8. We played like we were 8-8. I'm pretty sure if Chris Carson wouldn't have been hurt for the Seattle Seahawks, and Rashad Penny, I think if those guys were available and healthy, we probably would have lost that game. We only won by 5 points. You know what I mean? We only won by 5 points. I'm expecting to see some changes with this team next year. I know Aaron Rodgers was calling for some players to stay, but one player I'm expecting to see leave is Brian Bulaga. I am getting sick and tired of Mr. Grumpy Pants over there being grumpy and not blocking. Always hurt. Oh, Brian Bulaga is out of the game. He has a broken fingernail. He won't be able to continue in the game. Oh, Brian Bulaga is on the sideline again. He has a rash on his forearm, so he's not going to be able to play. Like, Get rid of that guy. He's getting beat all the time. He's not quick enough. He's shown that he's not strong enough. He's wearing down. We need to put some youth over there. We need to fix this offensive line. Hopefully that's next on Brian Gutekunst. I already say his weird ass last name. GM Goot. I want to see him beef up this offensive line. You know, I don't know how much money we got in the salary cap, but I know hopefully we could get rid of Jimmy Graham. That's another person that has to go. Like, I don't want to see Jimmy Graham on this team or Mercedes Lewis. I don't know, man. I don't know. If he left, I wouldn't give a shit. You know, I wouldn't care if Mercedes Lewis left. I shrug my shoulders to that shit. If he stays, he stays. If he don't, he don't. Whatever. I don't care. But I want to see Jimmy Graham gone, man. We need a reliable tight end. Jake Steinberger and Robert Tonyan. Give me a break. Go get a tight end. We should have kept Jared Cook. That's who we should have kept. I don't know why y'all didn't keep Jared Cook. And y'all paid Jimmy Graham $30 million and the Raiders get him for cheap. Like, come on, man. Who decided that? Who decided to let go of Jared Cook? Man, Jared Cook was cooking them boys before he got hurt. When he was with the Saints, man. We should have kept Jared fucking Cook. That was the most dumbest thing we could have ever did. Bringing Jimmy Graham over here. All that motherfucker want to do is fly his fucking airplanes. Y'all could have left him in Seattle to do that. Ain't no damn help when you need him, man. That was a waste of money, man. Waste of fucking money, man. That was a total waste of money. $30 million? For a nigga that didn't catch 50 passes this year? Golly. Dropping passes in the end zone. Can't stay healthy. I'd rather we did that with Jared Cook. At least he had some meaningful games. Jesus. But anyway, man. I don't know what to say about these corners. I like Jair, but man, I'm getting tired of seeing this dude get burnt week in and week out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know y'all all for Jair Alexander. I'm not. Never was, never will be. Y'all all laughed at me. We got Jair. You don't know what you're talking about, Jair. Man, this dude been dropping wide open interceptions all season. Ball get thrown right to him, he drop it. Can't capitalize on no turnover. How many interceptions he had this year? 2 or 3? Man, only thing this defense helped out was Kevin King. It helped Kevin King keep a job with the Packers. He need to go too. He's not a physical cornerback. He just lets dudes punk him. Same thing with Jair Alexander. We got a defense. No, we don't. We don't have no defense. Take all that shit you said back against the damn Bears. We got a defense against Mitchell Trubisky? Come on, Aaron. That was the most dumbest shit to say. You only said that shit because the offense didn't work that game. Aaron Rodgers throws the ball away because he don't like what he see in the concept of the offense. All these plays designed to get the receiver open by other receivers. Other receivers got to cut off a certain man in the zone so the other receiver could get open. That shit is not hard to cover. Especially when you got dudes that Aaron Rodgers don't rely on or don't trust. And then it's funny the things that Aaron Rodgers do in games, you know. He'll sit up there and throw the ball to Devontae Adams 10, 11, 12 times a game, and then you look at the other receiver stats, 1 catch, 2, 3. Jimmy Graham might have 4 or 5. Aaron Jones might have 4 or 5, but the rest of the other guys, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. He don't trust them dudes. So that's Aaron Rodgers sending smoke signals in the air to tell the suits upstairs, Mark Murphy and Brian Gutekunst, y'all need to get some damn receivers over here, man, because these dudes are not cutting it. These undrafted practice squad walk-on motherfuckers, they not worth the damn, bruh. They don't know how to play professional football. And I think some of the plays to Davante Adams were Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams just going off script of what Matt LaFleur was bringing into the game, just, based off of down and distance. People are, sitting up there like, man, he cooked Richard Sherman for 138 something yards. Yeah, when you just look at a receiver that you got a good rapport with and just be like, hey, man, don't run that route, run this route. All right, I got you. That's all basically what it was. Like, hey, dude, don't run that route. Do this route. And I get you the ball if I can. Hopefully losing the NFC Championship game was a big eye-opener for Brian Gutekunst going into the offseason. Focused on getting some players that got some balls out there to tackle the damn running back on defense, because that's what we gonna need. A lot of people are saying that, like I said, my Super Bowl picks were the Saints and the Saints versus the Patriots. If we wasn't gonna get to see Aaron Rodgers face Tom Brady, at least we could get to see Tom Brady face Drew Brees, who I thought, they season was a little fickle and weird to me too. I still don't understand how Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0 with Drew Brees being gone. I still don't understand that shit. That shit is just weird to me. But we just gonna have to work this team up through the draft, but we're gonna have to make some good draft picks. We're gonna have to go in free agency and pick some good defensive guys. Kenny Clark can't do it all by himself on the defensive line. We ain't doing nothing but wasting his years too. You're already having back problems because Mike Pettin want to keep rushing 3 men. And then you bring Lancaster and them other dudes that don't really get no reps. What's the point? You ain't gonna be able to stop shit. You're not gonna be able to stop shit. But for what it's worth, this team has shown that it's more than capable of getting far in the season. Expectations are going to be even higher for Matt LaFleur. Now, Matt LaFleur, my free pass on you being a first-year head coach is over with. It's over with. So if you fuck up, oh yeah, the scrutiny is going to come, bruh. Scrutiny is going to come. A lot of Packer fans are expecting us to bounce back and be better than we were this season. Next season, each season is different. We don't know what to expect with this team or what this team is thinking right now, or what their plans are going into, free agency and draft. And, it's going to be a whole lot of different coaching hires going on. So when it comes down to it, man, we just got to go out there and get talent that's going to be able to compete, against these other teams out here that's playing, good football. And if we can't do that, then I wouldn't be expecting us to get to a Super Bowl no time soon. But, at the end of the day, I just want to appreciate, I want to thank all of the trolls that have been reporting in on time to the channel, especially all you San Francisco fans. Shout out to y'all. Y'all doing y'all due diligence. Good luck. I'm not even gonna send y'all no good luck. You know what I'm saying? Whoever wins that motherfucker. But I won't be watching. I just put my bet down after coming from Vegas. I said, well, let me root for Andy Reid, man. Andy Reid, you know what I'm saying? I hate to say this, EDP. I know you don't want to hear this, bro, but man, I hope Andy Reid finally wins him a Super Bowl. He got an MVP quarterback, and hopefully Andy Reid hoists up the Lombardi so State Farm could get their money. And yeah, man, we'll be back next season. I'm not finna get into this whole, like I said, I'm not finna do all of this. Oh, we need to get this guy in the draft, and if we could move up and trade up to the 15th spot, we could go after this guy from Skooglyville University. Like, I'm not finna do all of that mumbo jumbo, going through all these draft prospects. You know what I'm saying? College football, you know, it's gonna take these dudes, unless it's a real stud coming out of the draft. Those are the only dudes that's really gonna make some noise. But other than that, rookies, man, they gotta be developed, man. Right now, we need to make an impact in free agency. That's the only thing I'm gonna be looking forward to. How much we spending and what we spending the money on. All of them draft pick motherfuckers, all of that shit. If we get some guys, we get some guys. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna go through all of that bullshit and predicting who we gonna get in the draft and who we should get in the first round, and this guy will fit the scheme and blah 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 and blah 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 blah. I'm gonna get this guy and that guy and Brock. Sound like a bunch of parrots. About to be on here for until no, now going over the combine. We're not finna do none of that mumbo jumbo bullshit, man. But like I said, man, congratulations, Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst. You guys had a hell of a season. As far as this team, same old shit, deja vu. Get to the NFC Championship game and lose to an NFC West team. It's your man, King Howie. Shout out to all of the San Fran shit skull trolls. I hope y'all eat dicks and die. I'm out.